Edges out, brothers and sisters. I'd like to continue some more discussion or sharing ideas on how to instruct timing. So for me, I kind of look at the relationship between the hand and the foot. We're working on Silver's paradox of defense, the hand before the body, before the foot, and then also using that in reverse as well if you want to sort of draw people in. So you've got true times and false times, for example. So anyway, working on a true time. How do we teach that? Well, the relationship between the hand and the foot. So in the way that I looked at stuff, and especially from my fitness background, I was looking at rehabilitation and also strengthening my legs so I can play a lot longer in that environment. So what I realised was that we needed to understand the relationship between the strike and the impact, or how the body lands, so that it develops the power. Now, when we're talking about an edged weapon, obviously you're not looking at a lot of power there because the cut of the tool does that, right? But when you're looking at impact training, there's a crossover in between. So this is why this blade is designed this way. So it develops easier to start, harder to come back, which works on developing quickness, right? More brake horsepower to slow down and change direction, to be able to turn quickly and move. So taking that concept, which I learned from Guro Roger Agbulos in Astigmatismo, I wanted to sort of put it together for my own training to be able to strengthen my legs and motion. So I broke it down, and so here I am standing in a long stance, which this has nothing to do with actually moving in that fighting environment. What does have to do with strengthening and I'm using these exercises at the moment to actually help my posture, but also strengthen my legs in certain ways. So I'm going to tilt my hips forward here to stretch off my hip flexor and strengthen my hip extensor on my opposite leg. And at that time, we're also in that static contraction, so we're developing some strength around the knee joint as well. So without raising the hand, the tip moves first to a point of impact. I strike and bring it back. So I'll do this about 6 times on different points. Like I said, I learned this striking concept from Guro Roger Agbulos earlier on, and I've maintained it because I find it's a really good way of counting and being able to work on this. So then I'll swap over my lead, do it on the opposite side. What I'll then do is now shorten this lead here, shorten my leg length. And now what I'm looking at doing, and this is the part where we start to really sort of work on the timing, is I'm looking to have this impact, or where my combination impacts is on my knee flexion. So the timing for the blade and the knee flexion here. So there's the load, or up, down, depending on where I wanted to put it. So if I want to put the emphasis on this part, or the emphasis on the second part. Now, arguments can be made either for, but what I like to do is put it on the first part for now. So it's here, down, then back up, here, down and back up. So what I'm doing is the timing for this is making impact on the target as I decelerate my lead leg. This flexion is important at the moment because it's going to cross over to the next phase, which is the locomotive phase, or low impact plyometrics phase. So from here, there, I'm moving. Now I'm not just lunging in, I'm actually stepping. You hear my feet will go ba 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 ba. That's my feet moving, right? So you hear it. That's that motion. So then after that, we'll go into some low impact plyometrics. Again, we don't really want to expand too much on that because if I'm going to do the whole repertoire that I have, it's going to be about a 45-minute workout. And when you're doing plyometrics, you need to understand that it's also the load as well as the amount of repetition works on the intensity. And then you have to have like a 3 or 4 day period of recovery to be able to offset the trauma and damage that's been done. So then from that you become stronger and fitter and the rest of it, right, as we do for regular training. So again, we've got to start off with a static situation here. We just move the hands to get the understanding of the striking combination you want and the precision you want and the targets you want, whilst trying to maintain a nice fluid motion. I keep pointing my arm here, so you see I'm not raising my arm until the point's in play. Right? Here. So this is an interception on a high line from a closed position. Right, so there, and a downward strike. And then we get into the knee flexion. And then the motion. And then locomotion 1, 2, 3, load, bat, bat, finish, and close with swing at the end. Now, the ending part for me is also important, but that's for another sharing, so I'll catch you later. Edges out, stay sharp. If you like it, give me a shout. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. If you don't like it, that's cool, just ignore it. Stay safe.